let's get her done. Round 4, fourth cycle, first area. We're still here. We're still grinding. I don't know if it was that I had convinced myself based off of actual good evidence or just an internal desire that I wasn't willing to recognize. But I was pretty sure I was in and out. I don't know why. And we are still here in my fourth cycle. I'm still training Elder Lopez. And these intercambios, transfers were different because nothing was transferred. Nobody was changed. I'm here with the exact same district. We have other elders that were finishing up their third cycle and were certain, so certain that they had already packed. I didn't reach that point. And so certain that they already packed and they are staying here once again, which is good. We are ready to work. We're getting into it and we're just taking it one step at a time. An extra transfers and an extra opportunity to help out. I'm really glad that I've got this extra time with my trainee, Elder Lopez, that I can keep him showing him how to enjoy the mission, how to really thrive here, and I'm figuring that out for myself in the process. And every step is a good step of the way, right? He still has not received his phone. He broke it about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think, at this point. And I talked about it in my last memo, but we're still phoneless in Elder Lopez, so it's been a little bit trickier to show him how to use the app and how to plan and stuff like that. But we have Zone Conference this week, and we think he'll get it back there. Super excited for Zone Conference. It's in Casas Grandes. It's the small town over there. We live in a tiny town. Casas Grandes is a small town, but there's more missionaries over there. So we'll head over there this week, and hopefully Elder Flores gets his phone back. We can get back to work. It's been kind of a tough couple weeks here, actually. The work has slowed down, and we're just trying to take every day one step at a time and make sure that we're doing the things that we can do. But before I get to that, just a little story, because last week I ran back the gallon of milk challenge. Lots of you guys don't know this, but last year, me and my roommate Landon Liddell and my mom actually had a little bet, and I believed with my superior abilities, grand size, huge height, that I could drink a gallon of milk in the duration of a Super Bowl halftime show in about 30 minutes, right? So that was my bet last year. There was nothing right on it, just my pride. I do all the things. I do the root beer mile. I climb mountains, right? So I'm like, I can drink a gallon of milk. I was convinced. I'd seen it on the internet. I think it's possible. So I tried last year, and I fasted for 2 days to clear myself out, and I failed miserably. I got all my red Solo cups. I think there were 10 of them filled to the brim, and I drank 5 of them. I tapped out there, I think I got 6, actually. I was just barely past halfway. I probably could have gone one more, but I knew I wasn't getting all of it, so I quit last year. And this year, as a good missionary should, the Super Bowl was on my brother's birthday, which meant I got to call home, and I knew I was running it back. I wasn't filling this year. I've filled out a little bit. They do feed me more than anything else here, and we don't eat breakfast, we don't eat dinner, but I do eat about 2,000 calories during lunch. So who knows? I'm not able to run all the time. I don't know how heavy I am. They don't have weights here, but I definitely traded some of the nice muscle and tone that I had for a little bit more girth. But I thought it would probably help me in my milk drinking challenges, right? So last Sunday, I got my gallon of milk. I got home on time, ready to go, ready to rumble, and I started. All the families on screen, everyone's ready. I'm getting it this year. It's not happening again, and I'm flying through. I adopted this mentality that I can't take these breaks. I can't be waiting so long with this much milk in my stomach. But I got to do it as fast as I can. And I think I'm about 6-7 minutes in, probably about 3/4. There's just a little bit left, and I'm like, I'm a runner. I've got these moments. This is the last lap. All you gotta do is do it. Just get it done. Just don't stop. You can do anything for a minute. So I'm like, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna take another break until it's all gone. Nothing can stop me. And I had that devotion. I had that incitation. Yeah, intention is what I was trying to say. And I get ready and I go and I think 4, 5, 6 sips in. I'm 80% of the way there. I'm so close. Someone comes over me, man. And I don't stop. I don't quit. but my body has a little more control than I do. And my mind was not in the right place. It was not the number one. It was not in the driver's seat. And I just puked all over the floor, man. So I had to clean that up, and we had a good pee day. But I failed. Shout out to my boy, my roommate, Landon Liddell. I think he got it done. He was more on the slow and steady, slow and controlled kind of approach. And I think 55 minutes, he took a gallon of milk to the stomach. And dude, I'm so impressed. He's a better climber than me. He's better looking than me, and he can drink a gallon of milk. So I don't know what else I've got. But thankfully, I've got another Super Bowl here in the Mission. So catch me in February 2027. We'll run it back. Glad to know that your missionaries are working hard out here. But no, we really are working hard. We're doing our best. And sometimes we have these weeks that just aren't your week, you know? And that's what I've kind of really learned, is that none of these weeks are our weeks, you know? All we can do is invite. So I have a little bit of spiritual thought, a little bit of a story along with it. And I thought you guys could come along for the ride, because this week was tough. This was my first week as a trainer here in Ascensión in these last 2 cycles that we had 0 people come to church. Mi primero 0 asistencias. And you know, it's tough, man. I kind of felt it coming throughout the week. We've got some people on date for baptism and other friends in teaching right now, but they're all kind of progressing slowly, and I didn't have the most hope for them. Not to say that I don't have hope for them. We're going to continue to do the things that we can, but I was feeling a little worried. And I was feeling a little worried Saturday night after we put on these activities that we do on Saturday nights, and we're bicycling back from the church back to casa a las 8 at 8 p.m. at night, and we're biking back, and there's dogs everywhere in Ascensión, and they always chase you on the bikes. You just ignore them. Sometimes you pretend to pick up rocks, throw them at them. Usually I feel too bad. I only throw rocks at them when they're like killing each other, because they just rip each other to shreds. But these two were chasing us. My cop called them dos pastores, which I thought meant they're Catholic dogs. They hate us. But no, they're pastores is shepherds. 2 German shepherds are just chasing us. Huge dogs, man. And you just try to bike away as fast as I can. You know, they never do anything. But this time, he's on my left. He comes up. He just bites my left cheek like a friggin' comic book, man. I can't even make this stuff up. And more than anything, I'm more surprised, right? But it hurt bad. I've got 6 purple bruises right there. And I'm ticked off. I go as hard as I can to kick him right in the freaking face. And I do. But he also grabs onto my ankle, rips through my sock. And I've got a pretty nasty gash right on my ankle. And, you know, the tramp stamp to bring it along with it. So it was a humbling moment for me, and I biked back very slowly. My comp was like, "Stop, I want to see it." I'm like, "No, I'm not." We're not stopping until we get back to Casa. And in that moment, I just felt like, wow, this is rock bottom, dude. It just really freaking hit me. I'm like, dude, this sucks. I was just here freaking in Mexico. Nothing was really happening. I'm like, what are we doing? And it was really eye-opening to me, because I was like really freaking sad and like struggling, but also super content. I'm like, man, this isn't your work, you know? You can't do it your way. And even trying to do it your way a little bit too much. So from this point on, I've been trying to adopt a more of an attitude that I'm here to invite. My propósito, my purpose is to invite others to come unto Christ, but only that. I can only invite. So I'm only doing it the way that God is preparing me to do it. I really like an example is the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes. That you bring what you can to the table, and somehow, some way, God does the rest, right? And it means we really can't do it our way. We can just do what we can, and that's enough. So that's my spiritual thought with a little story along the way. I just have one more quote that I freaking love. I'm reading the Teachings of the Prophet series right now, and I'm on Gordon B. Hinckley, who's a prophet from about late 80s to 2000s when I was born. And he says, this is a little synopsis in one of the chapters, and it says, as a missionary in England, Elder Hinckley and his companions shook hands each morning and told each other, life is good. Almost 70 years later, he suggested that a group of missionaries of the Philippines follow the same practice. Yesterday was a great day in my life, he told them. Every day is a great day in my life. I hope every day is a great day in your lives. Every one of you. I hope you can get ready to go in the morning and shake the hand of your companion and say, brother, life is good. Let's go out and have a good day. And when you come in at night, I hope you can say to one another, it's been a good day. We've had a good time. We've helped someone along the way. We'll follow up with them and pray and hope that they will come into the church. Every day ought to be a good day in the mission field. And I like that, you know. All I can do is invite. Sometimes I'm going to hit rock bottom. Nobody's going to come to church. I'm going to get bit in the butt. But that's all I can do. So that's my message today in the name of Jesus Christ. Those missionaries out there that feel like, you know, you're just in a rut. You know, sometimes we have those slumps. But just know, it's not your job. Your job's to invite. So just get out there, go invite. If you're not a missionary, if you're not a member, just know that every day ought to be a good day. We have that happiness available. Go out there and get it. Go out there and do what you can and just try. That's enough. God makes it enough. 5 loaves, 2 fishes. Thanks, guys.